talk. Doesn't mean talk. It means leadership.
All right. As you can see, I'll be making fun of the clarinets today. So, how do you keep your oboe from being stolen? What? You put it in a clarinet case.
See what you did there.
See this after the video is finished. We bring mine shooting that way after the video. Okay.
No.
All right.
Kirsten, be quiet.
Hold on. It actually fits really good with what happened today. How many of you were tired? Be honest. How many of you were hot? How many of you felt like you were like, I just want to quit? Okay, there's some of you that were honest about it. Okay? You pulled a hamstring. Okay? Is that a hamstring?
Yeah.
Okay, just kidding. You pulled a hamstring. Tore it. But he still continued. And that's what we have to do. Now, please don't go like tearing things and breaking. If it's to that point, like, no. And then, did everyone notice his father came running out? Yeah. We all need to be like each other's, like, crutch, kind of. When someone's down, you help them. You pick them back up. You tell them you can do it, okay? Does that make sense? Any questions? So how did that kind of make you feel? Okay, so besides sad, did anybody else feel anything else? Amanda's talking.
I don't know, I was like, wow, it's like really awesome because like I was like, oh my gosh, she like was like, I'm gonna help him.
And then I have to point out, did you see that he cried?
Yeah.
For all you boys who are like, oh, I'm tough, manly man, suck it up. It's okay to cry.
All right. Raise of hands. What is motivation to you? Kristen.
Your will to do something?
That's a pretty good answer. Thank you. That's a pretty good answer. Amanda.
Not give up whenever you're like really slow.
I want a freshman to raise their hand. Okay, we're going to start picking freshmen, so you guys might want to raise. Okay, Sasha, what do you think motivation is?
There's no wrong answer.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Sarah.
You can actually do something.
That's also a pretty good answer. Kobe.
Motivation is what tells you to keep doing something even though everyone tells you no.
That's a pretty good answer. Motivation represents how people choose to behave and function within an activity. People cannot motivate others. People only motivate themselves based on like the environment and experiences and everything that's around them. It is success that causes people to motivate themselves in a positive manner. It kind of goes along with the whole thing I did yesterday with Allison and Sam. When Sam did a really good job, it motivated her to go back and play Warberry stuff. While with Allison, since she didn't make it, she might have not wanted to go back and play Berry Sax anymore.
And with the part that says people cannot motivate others, thank you real quick. I cannot look at Morgan and say, I'm motivating you right now. Okay? It's what you do and the way you make a person feel and how you make them feel about the environment that you're in that's going to motivate them. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
So please don't be like, I'm motivating you right now. You know what I mean? You have to say, you can do this. It's okay. And if you inspire people, you can motivate them. Okay, so where do you get your motivation? So we are motivated by our fears, inhibitions, compulsions, and attractions. What do you think? Okay. So fear is a negative motivator, and desire is the reward motivator. So I want some people to raise their hand and tell me something that they've been motivated by fear.
Roberts.
Is that like a fear or a desire?
I fear Roberts.
When I say desire, I don't mean like, oh, I want your body. That's not what I'm talking about. The desire is like something that you want to attain, something that you want to get to, okay? So please don't take it inappropriately. Yeah.
Running away from the bear. Keep running away from the bear.
A bear.
Some of those bears fly on the
When we had this really scary brass captain named Ray. And he scared me, so I wanted to shush.
Okay. From Barbie. Field? Yeah, bugs on the field. Okay, freshmen. Again, I want to hear some freshmen talk.
Hey guys, make sure you can hear what people are saying.
Yeah.
Freshman. Someone that's not talked. Okay, Abby.
When I mess up.
When you mess up? Okay. Now let's go for some desire, which is the reward motivator. That could be something like, I want to win so bad that it's motivating me to do it.
Getting the goal, the competitions. Yeah.
Goal.
Grand
Okay.
champion. Grand champion.
He was, don't talk, please. He was in the Olympics mode, it's okay. Anybody else? Anybody right now? Desire? Tanner?
I want to make IBA this year.
You want to make IMEA? That's good.
The eyes of some random Edwardsville archer. After we get grand champion in our
Play.
And say, if you do good, then you get food afterwards.
That could be a good motivator.
I want to make honor band at By State because last year I was able to go wrestling for that kid.
Okay. Okay. So think about.
Okay, so this is a question, and I can answer it this way. In what ways are you motivated by desire?
So anybody who just said something can raise their hand again.
Yeah, what does Luis have to say on this? I want to hear what Luis has to say. Come on, Luis, stand up.
Hey guys, please be super quiet.
Luis, what do you have to say on this question? What's your answer? In what ways are you motivated by desire?
Mr. Roberts.
I have one. I like to see your parents and the audience members throw babies in the air. Because they like your performance so much.
No, I want to see Roberts throw Palmer.
No, you got the sticker for that one.
Like, when I participate in an activity, I like to do the very best I can do so that I can show everyone that I can do the best I can do. Good answer. Scott
Has fear of failure held you back in doing or getting something that you wanted? If there was a situation when it happened and you'd like to share, you may raise your hand. If not, I'm not going to force you.
I know I'm really nervous at auditions because I'm afraid that I'm not going to make it and I kind of psych myself out.
I feel like we can all kind of relate to that. Unless maybe you're Morgan and you don't get nervous.
I know a lot of people sometimes have stupid questions and they're afraid of asking them because they're afraid everybody will be like, you're retarded.
If you call someone retarded in here, you're just more retarded than they are. Okay? Amen.
Okay, like I always want to practice, but I don't really like the way it sounds because I don't think I'm good enough yet. So like that kind of prevents me from wanting to practice.
Okay. Amanda?
Okay, like I don't like a lot of audition for each symphony, but I'm also really afraid to audition for each symphony, so I don't audition for each symphony, so that's only bad for it.
Erica?
Last year I wanted to try out for section leader, but like seeing like Tyler Jewell and all the try, I figured like I'm not good enough for that. Like I'm not that like scared me to like if I'm good at that, I'm never gonna get it.
Okay, so like you like somebody, but you don't want to ask
Check this out. It was a temporary barrier. I'm past it. But believe it or not, my freshman year, I used to be really afraid of talking in front of people. I know. Close your eyes. I'll do it.
I feel like we need to look to you, we should look at our accents.
I know.
So these failures, we have to, like this fear of failing, we have to overcome it. Because in order to advance forward, sometimes we have to fail. We have to do things wrong. We have to make mistakes because that's how we learn.
Are you punishing yourself for any mistakes and failures that occurred in your past? Now these are also, you don't have to share anything.
If you want to, you
If
may.
you want to, you can, but we weren't expecting a lot of answers.
Okay, by punishing yourself, does that mean
Like beating yourself up.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Well, I mean, I hope you don't like physically do stuff to yourself. If you do, please talk to someone you trust. I'm not kidding. Please don't laugh at that.
Someone who had a tremendous impact on my band life was,
No. Not there yet?
No, we're still
What other questions about this?
But I will call on you when I read that.
I think that like you're pushing yourself for mistakes, you can't necessarily like beat yourself up on it. You should really analyze the mistake and make sure you know you did wrong and you go back and fix it rather than make the mistake for yourself.
Nicholas?
There really isn't a point in dwelling on the past or the way things are. You can only look ahead to the future. So like if you're unhappy in a situation you're in and you're just like, well, it's always been this way. It doesn't have to be that way in the future.
That was beautiful. I think
Okay, so think of someone that has had a tremendous positive impact on your life. What is it about them that made you feel motivated, important, or cared for? Not anymore?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Someone who had a tremendous impact on my dating life was my section leader, Ray. Because, to be honest, even though he was mean, he would, if it wasn't in band, he would help you out whenever you needed it. Like, if you were like, hey, Ray, man, I need some help, you'd be like, okay, let's schedule a time. And you would schedule a time and he would help you. Like,
There's one thing positive I can say about Ray is he scared the crap out of me. So I was not that little spazzy freshman a lot of the times when Ray was around because I was like, he's gonna slap me across the face.
Exactly.
he wouldn't give you choice.
Last year, two wild kids playing about everything. Now that's Smith took me aside and helped me out with that.
I just played softball like 5 or 6 years ago, and when I first started, I never touched a softball before in my life, and I was going against girls that threw like 50 mile an hour fastballs. My softball coach was super cool. He set that standard, like that level of where I had to meet it, and make me like exceed that level. But I like pushed myself further and further until I got to the point where I didn't need him to like set my own goals, and I did it myself. So I constantly.
I have to say Zach Hebert is probably one of my biggest motivators. Zach has the most positive attitude of anybody I've ever met. And you can make fun of him as much as you want, and he will not get angry at you.
Last year, I was going to do competitive marching because I was like, that's so much work and I like to sleep. And then I just don't want to do it. And so I was like, accidentally came on the first day of band camp because I didn't know I was supposed to be there. And Mr. Rowe was like, I really need you. And I'm like, I can't do it. He's like, you have to do it. And I'm like, okay.
Whatever. So.
I would have to say with you now. Whenever I'm like upset or something, she'll like help me through it and everything. She's been there, we met on the bus, and she hasn't left me, and she's really shy right now. She's crying!
No, it's not.
McKenna's pouting everything. McKenna, go. Just one more.
Okay, so I have to say Heather, because a lot of bad things have happened to her, and she's still the most positive person I know, and she cares about everybody, and she's so nice, and people could be mean to her, and she still treats them the best that she can.
Get up.
So now we're going to do our quotes real quick. All right, so shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you will land among the stars.
There are no shortcuts to success. Setting high goals and working hard to achieve them is the key.
This next one's really important, especially if you want to be a section leader. You never know who's watching you, and you may just be their inspiration.
And just because you're a freshman does not mean that someone's not watching you. And I'm talking about in a good way. There may be a freshman here that's rocking toes, and maybe I really suck at toes, and I'm looking at your feet just like, holy crap, I gotta do that. Okay? Guard, if you want to come back
We got
forward.
one more video, and then a little bit more talking, and we'll be done. Okay?
Hold on.
You ain't gonna believe this. We used to fit right here. grows up to say to your mother, this kid's gonna be the best kid in the world. This kid's gonna be somebody better than anybody ever knew. Then the time comes for you to be your own man and take on the world, and you did. But somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
One of the lines that really stuck out to me was, it's not about how hard you can hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Really just like dwell on that for a little bit, you know? Think about every time you mess up out in the marching field. Think about every time you miss a step off, or you don't get the right step change, or you miss a mallet, or anything you mess up on, okay? People will dwell on you if you mess up on that, and you just keep messing up on that. If you're doing good, people are like, okay, they're doing good. They're just going to keep doing good, and they're going to be fine. But if you keep messing up, people are going to notice you. But if you mess up and you make it better, people are going to be like, wow, that person's awesome. But that's not just with marching band either, that's just with life in general. I'm pretty sure that a lot of us don't have the best home lives and stuff. For instance, I know there are days when I come in and I smell like cigarette smoke pretty hardcore because both my parents are hardcore smokers. I do my best to ignore it, and it seems like everybody else ignores it as well. I just keep moving forward from that because I know someday I'm going to live in a house where there isn't any cigarette smoke. Thanks for your time, guys.